Hey guys, what's going on? Inception here, and welcome to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the new long card to review today. So we are taking a look at a card that is 6'1", medium-high work rates, right-footed, 2-star skill moves with a 3-star weak foot. His base card stats actually look very nice on this card, but in regards to his in-game traits, he has the power header traits, which is obviously very helpful to have in this game. So we're going to go ahead and pull up Footbin here to see what his full links are like in regards to him being a center back. Now, obviously, you can try out these cards in regards to, just using them on base chemistry, but obviously with a card like this, you're most likely going to give him a shadow chemistry style anyways, and he gets some pretty cool American links in the future for the MLS team or for an MLS team or for like just American players in your squad as well. So let's take a look at what this card looks like on the Shadow Chemistry style. So the Shadow Chemistry style is boosting this card to essentially be perfect with 89 acceleration and 91 sprint speed, which is obviously very helpful. In regards to his in-game abilities, he has no shooting presence. His passing is actually quite nice for a center back at 79 short passing, 73 long passing. He doesn't have curve, he doesn't have crossing, he doesn't have any of that type of stuff, but the thing that helps the passing a little bit is the fact that this card also has the 81 composure to be able to, dribble the ball at least well, and then maybe make some certain passes and not feel like he's under pressure and misplace a pass in any way. Passing in this game is very weird in general, so the fact that he has decent passing stats for center back is not necessarily bad, right? Dribbling on the card. I think his dribbling is going to be fine for a center back. I think it's actually really good for a center back, but we're going to have to test out the dribbling and the balance part on the card, obviously, right? So he has 82 agility with 70 balance, 80 reactions with 74 ball control, and 68 dribbling with 81 composure. So all of that together is actually, again, for a center back, pretty decent. So we're going to see if that actually feels decent in game in regards to how he moves on the ball, what he's like accelerating after the play, all that fun stuff, right? Defending on the card, like I said, in regards to the boost that this card does have, without the chemistry style, he already has very good defensive stats. The only thing that he's really lacking in is the interceptions department. But for me personally, having defensive awareness as well as these stats right here being good for base card stats, I feel like is the most important, because with the shadow chemistry style, you get plus 15, plus 10, a plus 10 on interceptions, and then the rest for defensive awareness and heading accuracy will just be there. The reason why this card looks so good is because he also has a physical presence in the game, right? You're looking at a player that has a high and average body type with 95 jumping while being 6'1". He's got 88 stamina, 86 strength with 82 aggression as well. All of that very helpful in regards to making him as good of a center back as he can possibly be, right? So in regards to how we will be using him in game, we're going to use him on 8 chemistry. Not necessarily a big deal, because you can see that even on 8 chemistry, the card actually gets some pretty significant boosts. Now, pace is obviously a little bit lower, but the defending on the card is drastically increased, so that way we can actually test out what the card's defensive capabilities are like, right? In regards to how we will line up in game with this center back in the team, we're going to be using 4-1-2-2, because a little bit of the highlights is from me reviewing Boyan's card. So it'll be the 4-1-2-2, but it'll also be the press after possession loss based 4-3-3. I'm going to do this one for the second part of the highlights afterwards. So the first highlights will do the 4-1-2-2. So let's get into a game, see how he plays. I'm going to use him in the left center back position. I don't mind his weak foot being a 3-star. Diallo is left-footed, so maybe having him on the left side could be ideal as well. But for those inside blocks, it's nice to have the strong foot on the opposite side, but it just depends on how you really want to defend in the game. So yeah, let's get into a game and see how he plays.
Makings of a highly engrossing match. Lee, this should be magnificent.
Yeah, thanks as always, Derek. It's a pleasure to be here. Anticipating a really good game today. The atmosphere is great. Certainly
nicely done with Long there to get the ball in the defensive area. Tracks really nicely, to be fair.
Alan in central midfield, and potentially a real handful in attack today, Sergio Aguero.
Well done, Long. Good pace right there to get that ball in that area.
Here's Aaron Long.
Really good passing stats there, Aaron Long, to get that ball like that. Not bad.
Lost possession. Really good high press.
Nicely done there with Long. Long's actually like not bad as a center back so far, to be fair. Look at him, man. This guy's just blocking everything right now. This guy's using a Premier League team with one defensive-oriented player. Interesting.
Here's how important it is to get off to a quick start here. Attack the game from the off.
His marking there was actually really, really good. Kind of saw him just stick with his player right there. There we go. Oh, the other player actually got the ball from me, but his positioning there to stay in the middle was actually really solid. Well done, Long, using his height to make sure that he gets that ball there. Good pass as well.
It's a good-looking ball in behind. Not to be this time.
His running was actually not that bad right there. I don't even have him on full chemistry, and it was actually pretty decent. Again, very important that your dribbling stats are good so that you kind of like play off of your height and physical. Really nice. Ooh, that was nice. His height was really helpful right there, actually. Again, the running with him was solid once I saw that run kind of coming in. He did well right there. Offers support on the pass, which is great. Now we might actually be able to get on the open right here. Obviously need more meta-oriented players to get into the space there with the pace and whatnot. But we got a space right here to work with. We'll shoot that across the goal. Nice little goal there with Matuidi. It kind of initially started there with the center back. We'll take it. We'll take it. Nice, Boyan. Good opportunity. Good little goal right there. Fantastic dribbling to open up the space for himself. Ooh, tackles and gets into the play instantly. This card's actually really fun to use, man. He feels like a very good center back. Definitely better than a Koscielny or Denayer type player, that's for sure. Ooh, I like that. When I actually did the tackle right there to kind of like get into the play with aggression, like he actually did a great job right there. Lima with the freaking defensive block there too, man. Overcommitted my center back. He actually blocked that nicely. Good initial tackle there with Long. Doesn't get the ball fully, but now he does. Again, you can never really blame a player for not manually tackling the ball that well because the manual tackles in this game are very questionable sometimes. A lot of the times, actually, to be fair. But he does well there, man. Nope. Out of here. This card's really good. This is actually probably one of the better center backs I've used this year, for sure. It's very solid. Ooh, Boyan with the goal-scoring opportunity again. Nicely done. Alright guys, so final verdict on this long card. So a couple things, right? So we were using this long card on, I believe it was 8 chemistry, right? So 8 chemistry, you'll take a look and see that on 8 chemistry, he gets 86 acceleration, 88 sprint speed with the defensive boost that he gets. Now, as you guys noticed in the actual game, his pace was actually pretty solid. But his pace would be more solid if he had that extra 3. The extra 3 makes a huge difference. It's the difference between a player's rare gold card and an inform if upgraded correctly. Now, the informs from this team of the week, some of them were a little bit mediocre because they were only upgraded by a +1. But with this card, a +3 for that Shadow Chemistry style will definitely make that difference. However, if you kind of want to make a team like this, where Matuidi is chilling in your club and you're making some Spanish players around Boyan and all that kind of stuff, you can definitely do that and have fun with a team like this because of Matuidi existing in the squad. Him being French, Boyan being Spanish, linking up with players around could be a really, really fun thing to do, in my opinion, right? Because Boyan is from the Montreal team, Spanish, so it's a little bit crazy to link up with him. It's mostly just the Spanish links that you work with the most for that left wing and striker position, but everything else is already occupied as it is. It's the same thing with this long card. If you can get him on full chemistry, the card is actually pretty solid. The things that you have to work with the most is maybe trying to push that one more chemistry out of the card. You can totally use someone like Opara in your team, because in a team like this, like I said, because Matuidi exists, if I put Opara where Diallo is, and then I can put like an American goalkeeper, these guys get full chemistry while I work my right back into fitting into the team with a different center mid that gives me that chemistry link with my right back as well. So there's a couple of things that you can definitely do with a player like Long in your team, especially with that left back existing nowadays as well. So the card is actually really solid, guys. In regards to his dribbling stats, for defending, moving left and right, all that fun stuff, it didn't feel that terrible. I think he definitely compensated well with 81 composure, 82 agility, 70 balance, and 80 reactions. These three things together, as well as the 81 composure, is what makes these two things not terrible. Definitely still noticeable in game for sure, but not a terrible thing. So with the shadow chemistry style, you're definitely looking at a beast center back to use in your team, especially if you want to try him out in foot champs or whatever it is, if you guys want to have fun with different squads, because him being American kind of opens up doors for different areas of the pitch, because the way that this team is kind of set up right now with the left back and center back, Pulisic could potentially get a card in the future. Then you can kind of like put like a Barclays Premier League team in this squad as well. So it just depends on what you want to go with. Even Dest card, the Dest card from Barcelona, the right back, you could totally do something with that as well, with Opara playing in the center back position too. So a lot of cool concepts to work with. I hope to see this foundations thing in the future for different leagues, because I had a lot of fun doing it for the MLS. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. I'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.